Hello, everyone. How do you do? So, I guess we should introduce ourselves very quickly. So, I'm Simon. I'm CEO and co-founder at SecretSauce, and I'll let Ben introduce himself.
I'm Ben. I'm one of the co-founders, and I'm in charge of AI at SecretSauce.
So, Ben, what are we doing today? Why are we all gathered here?
Today is a very exciting day. It's one of my favorite brands. Today is the day we see if we can kind of replicate Graza's brand and understand the Instagram content, understand what performs well, and then get SecretSauce to propose us really good content based on that analysis, because we have a new tool that we just shipped, which helped with that. And yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Do you want to just, before we dive in head first into
Yes.
olive oil, tell us a little bit about what the tool is, what it does, and how it works? Because I'm sure you'll say, if I say to you, how does it create a social media plan? You'll say it just creates a social
create social media plan. That's all.
That's right.
Yes.
So maybe
That's
we'll
all it
go into
does.
a bit more detail. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've built a pretty comprehensive number of skills that are helping you with taking your Instagram account, kind of looking at the existing content on your Instagram account, the kind of what kind of posts perform best, the followership that you have, the composition of your followership, the kind of comments that you get as well, the nature of the comments, not just the numbers, so not just numbers, but also really like what do people say. And then what it does is that it takes your competitors list as well. It analyzes your Instagram channel content. It analyzes your competitors' content as well. It takes your brand codex, which is your brand brain, essentially, understands your rules, your goals, your goals around your social media activity, and then builds up a strategy on the back of that. So before it creates any kind of content, puts everything together, comes up with a really good plan, comes up with a suggestion for different type of posts for the next 7 days, copy, CTAs, creatives, like everything. You can iterate on that, and then you can decide which ones you want to execute on. And that covers, statics, different type of formats on statics, but also videos. That can be done fairly automatically as well. But we're going to go step by step today, just to explain what it does.
Thanks, Ben. Thank you for explaining that. So why don't we dive in and we can start looking at the Graza brand and.
Yeah, absolutely. So I had that open. So Graza is you correct me, Simon, if there's anything I'm saying is incorrect. But it's a brand. I think they started in 2022. It's a pretty recent brand, and they started producing oil. That was the first thing, olive oil. The first thing they did. They have 3-star products, which is a type of oil, which I think is called Frizzle. That's the name of the olive oil they're making, which is meant to be to put on salad, for example, as dressing. And another type of oil that they produced, which is meant more like for light cooking, and then another one for heavy cooking. So it's Frizzle drizzle.
Just correct you slightly. Frizzle is for cooking; it's for frying.
Damn.
And drizzle is the topping. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Sorry, I'm not a native English speaker, but their products are amazing. They're sourced from Spain, Italy, from the best olives, and then they started expanding their brand from olive oil into chips, for example, today, but also mayo, aioli. Aioli is a form of mayo with garlic. It's absolutely delicious stuff. I think if we look at their Instagram content, they have a very unique brand. You can see the kind of design that they have on the packaging of their potato chips, which is this kind of really cute, a bit naive, but super fresh type of designs. They have very unique fonts as well being used. And then that translates everywhere. Like you can see in their, wrong one. You can see in their packaging here that these little characters always there, including these kind of designs. It's very, very cool old school, like retro type of
It's got a very
design. Kind of like,
70s vibe. Yeah, it reminds me a bit of
yes,
Trader Joe's, some of kind of those
absolutely,
brands. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. And it's funny because it's a young brand, but it feels like it has like a heritage, right? Like it has
Yeah, legacy.
a certain, yeah, legacy. Exactly. It's really great. And then I think one of their special products is the squeezy bottle. So they started with plastic bottles. Chefs actually like that. They like squeezy bottles because they take them and handle them very quickly. Yep, squeeze as much as they like or need, very very briefly. But consumers actually enjoy the glass bottle. So now they introduced the glass bottle as well. But they started with the squeezy bottle. And that was very special.
Yeah, I mean, just as a side, I cook for Ben and I quite often because Ben and I are working together in a shared office that has a kitchen, and I like to use the squeezy bottle. So yeah, I'm a big fan when you're actually making stuff.
Exactly. So yeah, I think this is the kind of, probably a lot of solo entrepreneurs, business owners would look at kind of like shaping up over time, because they really started with like just a few key products and then really expanded very quickly up to today. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Now they're like in Target. You can find them in Target. It's a big announcement. So that's pretty awesome. So yeah, they're very unique. And then I think we can probably start see what we can do with that and with the weekly planner, right?
Let's get stuck in.
Okay.
Let's
do that.
drizzle some magic on this.
Let's Let's go. So I'll just do a super quick tour, maybe for those who are not completely familiar with SecretSauce. SecretSauce works with the brand brain, which means that you build, or you help SecretSauce building a whole lot of understanding around your brand, your designs, your templates, your tone of voice, and everything. And that's usually stored here. So I'm going to show you what it looks like in the brand brain. Here you have the Graza brand brain that was built. There's a bunch of content already. So what you have here is essentially, an overview, the tagline. So all the things, your audiences, primary persona, secondary, verbal identity, like all these things, the do's and don'ts of your brand, including your logo, your different products. You can see all the different products are here. Logo is right there. So all of these things are being used by the agent to kind of put together the context required to achieve great results. And so we have a brand brain that is quite nicely set up. And so I would just go in and give it a try with the weekly planner. So I'm essentially just going to ask very kindly what we could do here. Let's see. Oh, maybe actually I need to double check something. They have an active promo or not? We can come up with an active promo. We'll come up with an active promo anyways. That's fine, because usually it's going to be asked from us. So I'm just going to ask nicely. Let's see. Hey, can you help me create, a week of content for my Instagram? Can you do that? So it's all natural language. And you don't really need to know what the skill exactly is. Like, we take care of that in the background. Like, the agent, the orchestrator is going to understand, oh, okay, you want to do like 7 days of content. I have the exact, series of skills and dependencies that exist. You can see it's kind of like pulling the skills right now in the background. He actually knows what the Instagram is already, because it's part of the brand brain. So you can see that you don't even need to paste the brand or anything. It knows. And now it's scraping my Instagram. It's looking at the latest posts. It's looking exactly at, so if we go back into the Instagram itself here, it would be looking at the number of likes, number of comments, the nature of the comments over a certain amount of days to make sure that it understands really well what works or doesn't. So we'll see what comes out of this. It will analyze videos as well, analyze the statics. So not just, to be clear, not just the written content of the post, but really all, like the entirety of the creatives as well. So yeah, it's working in the background, taking a little while. Looking at performance data right now. We're about to introduce a more visibility in what the agent is doing so that the user understands where is the agent at within the number of tasks that it's planned for, because usually it's like 20, 30 different actions that are being, kind of sequenced. And it's good to understand, what the agent is doing. So we're gonna showcase a lot more of that very soon. Now, okay, so you got the data from the Instagram profile. Now it's looking at the hook libraries in order to provide good suggestions on, what kind of content we could be creating. And it's writing a little plan. So first, a little analysis, a bit of an audit, suggesting a few things to maybe attend. Like we do not have a CTA in the bio. We do not have a pin post, particularly right now. There should be a promo, but it's not being pinned. And then right now, I'm going to expand that so it's readable.
Jump in,
Yes.
Ben, quickly while you're doing that.
Yeah.
We have a question in the chat. And
What's that?
Solve Education is a friend of the source. It's our friend Janine is asking, is it free?
Is it free?
So
yes, we have a free version.
We have a free
Absolutely.
version of SecretSauce that you can just jump
We
in, get involved, and start cooking. Yeah, so
Absolutely.
bring some brand assets for whatever brand it is you're working with.
Exactly.
I think we have
You
about.
can start.
Sorry, I was going to say we have about 4,000 brands using SecretSauce today, and most of them are using the free version. So it's something we provide as well.
Exactly. You can drop in your website URL, PDFs, or your brand guidelines, anything. It will run you through different steps to understand your brand and build a brand for you, and then you can iterate on it over time. So it's very, and that's under the free plan, right? You're going to be able to make some, statics and everything. Right. So this week at a glance, a few suggestions already. Suggesting me to do like some reels for Sunday and Monday. Easy to understand storytelling. So this is very high level. It's not telling me yet what the content is. It's just talking about formats. This is all grounded in the analysis of the Instagram performances, right? So it's looking at, on Sunday, I should suggest a reel because reels have historically been more, performing better on Sunday, and this particular format here or style, let's say. So it's all based on data. And then the suggestions themselves. So for example, like the reel here, which is tagged as easy to understand, is the topic is everyday cooking oils ranked, what to use and when. So it's very specific to their line of cooking oils. It knows that there's like multiple of them. Here's a tier list for everyday or every cooking oil in your kitchen. And yes, one of them absolutely deserves to be on the counter, not hiding in a cabinet. It's probably the Graza oil, obviously. And then it's adapted to, from a particular hook. If you open it, you will have a, it's a link essentially to an Instagram reference that helps understanding what to expect. And then you have a CTA. So each one of these days is, kind of here with a suggestion. It's proposing me to make some of this content recurring, so kind of like evergreen, which is great. So it gives you not just like one-off and ad hoc, content, but also stuff that you can just kind of keep building on top of. And then the data note here is, okay, that was based on 60 days, on the last 60 days of Instagram performance, which is great. So it's not too short to be meaningful, but also not too long to be maybe like stale. So that's great. All right. So what should we do? I'm gonna ask. There are two things actually that I want to mention because I think for the example it will really help. I want to mention it's probably going to redesign it a little bit. I want to mention that we have one active promo, and it will come up with something probably like a 4+1, like till of the summer or something like that. So we have an active. So two things actually I want to mention that are important. We have an announcement, an important announcement, which is that we're now available in Target. So for the 4 new Graza, I'm checking my notes, the Graza potato chip products are all now available in Target. And I'll just list what they are. So we have the hot and sweet. You will find them back just based on the name, classic.
Ben, while you're doing that, I just want to
Yeah.
remind people that we are giving away a promo code for 100 free credits at the end of the stream. So don't drop off, hang around. At the end of it, we'll share the promo code. So if you're one of the people that tuned in, you'll get 100 free credits. And it'll be limited use, so make sure you redeem it quickly because we don't want the word to get out and then you get left out. So just a reminder, we're giving away 100 free credits at the end to everyone that's watching.
All right, so I just highlighted what I wanted to work with as well for this week in particular. I mentioned the products that are now available in Target. And then I also mentioned that we have a promo running, get 4+1 for the summer. Let's see, should normally revisit the plan to include this content. Very nice. Here we go. Yeah, so now it's updated the pin post as well. So the recommendations, you can see, are different now. It's telling me, like, look, you should have the Target launch as a pin post. It's major. I think it's the first time that they're like in a supermarket. And Target is a massive chain in the US, so it's a pretty big deal. It should be a pin post. And yeah, we have a few additional things. Let's see, the chips, Evo. Okay, here, flavor per flavor, like the 4. Like, we should do that. Like, let's just go. I want to see the carousel. So that's the Wednesday. I could also just, ask for changes, but I like what I'm seeing here, covering the 4 different varieties, different moments. That's cool. Let's do that. Let's see what's happening. So we're gonna let it work in the background. The actual chips are actually here, I believe. This is one of them. We may have the others here. Yeah, okay, these are the others. Nice. That look tasty. So they tend to have a lot of kind of like mini recipes as well in their Instagram content. They have a lot of carousels. That's or slides. That's a format that's quite common and it works really well. And that's the you can find them in the supermarket now. So it goes with everything. Yes, tell me.
What are we doing now, Ben? What's the exciting part? Is it cooking up magic? Let's remind the viewers.
Cooking up magic? Yes, sure. Was sorry, I have to review the content.
Yeah.
Is it magic?
It looks good. Looks fine, magic.
Yeah. Hero parent copy. Yeah, okay, this is nice. So it's covering the 4 products and
it's
a
cheeky.
I'm gonna go in YOLO mode.
You only YOLO once, right?
Let's go.
YOLO mode means that it will just build stuff. It won't ask you for approvals. So if you, like me, are impatient and you don't want to wait for stuff or answer questions, use YOLO mode. The one downside to using YOLO mode is that you don't get to approve stuff before it goes live. And if you only have a very limited number of credits, I don't recommend you use YOLO mode because you might not get what you want and then you're out of credits. So I would recommend review mode if you're more sensitive to that. But if you're in a hurry and you have a subscription, you have credits available, then I'm comfortable using YOLO mode. Some of our devs complain at us that we use YOLO mode too much, don't we, Ben?
Yeah, the suggestion generally, like the best practice, we did sort of like graduate from review the vibe to YOLO mode, more specifically as you keep building your brand brain and you keep you understand better what to expect on the output. There's a little learning curve, but really like once you know that your brand brain is set up properly, once you are confident with the output generally, you can switch to YOLO mode and it will start just like doing stuff for you.
Do you want to just have a quick review of the suggestions and see how, if they're on brand or if they're funny? I had the different day suggestions in the table above.
Where are they? Sorry.
They're above, so here. So we should probably do some commentary. Oh, I think you've gone past them. Some commentary on the content that's being created while we wait for it to create, right?
Yes.
So what we got here? Oh, that's a loud ping. Well, what happens when you hear that ping?
That means that your generations are done. It's beautiful.
Finished cooking. Yeah, we've got someone saying hello from Malaga, which is a beautiful city. Hello, Sophia Upton.
Yep.
Yeah, it's actually someone I know, but nice of people to drop in and say hi. Very cool. So we're okay. We're going education on Saturday, so it's kind of informing people where to get it. Yep, that's good. Link in bio. Go grab all four, and then it's kind of doing the promotion. So it's ingested the fact there's a promotion going. We have another question in the chat that I haven't covered. This is actually something that we do support, so I'd love for you to speak to that, Ben. But is it possible to get other brands' type of posts and make them with your own branding? So duplicate
Yes.
a post that you like and that kind of thing. So do you maybe want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, yeah, we do have what we call a creative replicator that works both on statics and on videos. So what it will do is that it will take the either you have a link or you have an image, whatever it would be. We'll take it as actually we can test it here. I can do something with that.
Let's do that.
Let's take something from. What do we want to do?
I don't know what screen you're working on right now. I'm looking at the Graza.
I'm looking at their Instagram. Like, do we have? Where can I find like a little ad I could borrow for inspiration? Let me check for a second.
What about from Liquid Death's Insta, because it's so distinctive?
We could do that. Let me.
That would be quite the mashup. Liquid Death.
I don't know how that would look
Graza.
like. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, this is good.
Okay. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's do maybe the Pop Tart. Or you could do
the Pop Tart. Where is it? Where is the Pop Tart?
There,
Here?
There. Yeah, up.
That's a video.
No. What are you doing?
What?
That's not the Pop Tart. Right. Down. Yeah, that's the Pop Tart. Oh, it's a video.
Yeah, I mean that's a Pop Tart here as well.
Oh, okay. They're both. No, that's a carousel.
That's an image. Yeah, let's take it. Let's take it. All right.
Ship it.
Let's see. Ship it. Exactly. Okay.
Use
this replicator and do something.
So it's going to be Liquid Death, Graza, like just two of them merging.
Using.
Yeah. You need to switch screen though, Ben, because everyone's just looking at Liquid Death right now.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
Too many monitors.
Classic sea salts. Chips. And I'm going to paste in the image. That's all you need.
And then we're going to see it combining the brand type of post and then regenerating in your own style, because this is one thing that small businesses especially asked us for. They're like, hey, I've been really inspired by this visual. Like, how can I incorporate it into my own brand? And so that's why we built the creative replicator. I think it was actually built in one day, right? Didn't it come from a hackathon?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. And then we expanded to video, which is a little more complex. We had to implement some different tools. But now it works for both. So even if you have a video, you can drop it into SecretSauce, ask for the creative replication. It will analyze everything, then give you like sequences that match and a energy and a style that matches the original video layout as well. It's quite efficient.
I'm going to read what it does. So it's taken the voice from Liquid Death as well. You could always specify not to, but it's taken Graza's. Oh, can you scroll up? Oh, there you go. So it says, murder your snack game, drizzle your thirst, and snack different. And so I guess it's suggesting kind of different kind of copy. And I think it's going to run with snack different. Let's go bold. There's an error generating, but I think it's still working away. Sometimes AI doesn't get it right first time, but SecretSauce will then just regenerate for you.
I wonder what it's going to use. Like there is a Pop Tart, that is in the original image, right?
Yeah,
Plus the drink. I wonder what it's going to use here.
I don't know.
Tall glass
But
of sparkling water, cold drink with ice. Okay, for summary, and then a ball of hummus cropped at the
we should have some sparkling olive oil.
There we go.
That's not bad. It's kind of look to the kind of
Yeah.
styling, and it's got a slightly more aggressive edge, but it has kept Graza's original briefing as well. So it's a nice experiment.
Very good.
It's got some of the edge of Liquid Death in there, like that. There's a question here from Blue Flohan. If I have two AI personas as Instagram hosts, each with a distinct voice and editorial role, can SecretSauce handle multiple personas under one brand, or does it work best for a unified voice? That is a very good question. How do you think about this, Ben? Because we've actually answered this before with some enterprise clients, like essentially having two brand voices under one brand, two personas.
Two brand voices under one brand. Yes,
Yeah.
it is possible. So that would be part of the same brand brain, but there would be just a separation between the two sub brands, right? There would be a
You want
that's
to just quickly show that so people know what you mean.
The brand brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're in pro mode, you can edit the brand brain, right? Oh, actually, do you have to be in pro mode or just my brand?
Yeah, you would have to go into promote here, enable promote, then you would have this little promote button here, and then you can manage your brand and your workflows. But like what I was saying is that in your brand codex or brand brain, it's the same thing, you would have the two different sub brands being described here as well, and how and when to use them, and then how the dynamics between them work as well. So there are different probably like rules of like how visuals and brand identity is being used and applied for both. So yeah, that's possible. You can mix them.
And just to be clear, you don't actually have to write that text yourself. You can go into that screen, you can chat with SecretSauce, and then we'll update the big text file for you. And ask clarifying questions as appropriate.
That is correct. Yes. Yep.
All right. Shall we get back to the weekly schedule? We've been slightly sidetracked.
Sure. Yes. What should we do?
I'm actually super impressed by how accurate these brand images are. I don't think we've done a review of the ones that have been generated so far. Maybe good to just quickly look through that.
All right.
So it built carousel, right? So this was carousel format, so you can swipe through on Insta. And it's got the voice there, it's got the packaging, like spot on. It's got beautiful product imagery. You want to look at the others as it breaks it down? So this is the headline image, right? And then there's subsequent images. Classic sea salt. There you go. And it's got lovely copy. Is this the original copy that they wrote? Or did we generate?
Good question. I'm not sure. You can ask the agent. Like you can ask.
Let's continue looking through them, and then we'll figure out where the copy came from.
The person who wants
very nice. Because I don't know if this is AI text or they wrote it. It's kind of that good. Yeah, the person who wants to have a little attitude. All right, that's me, Mr. Attitude. Zesty Caesar. Hail. I would have called it Hail Caesar, but okay. Crush these on top of a Caesar salad instead of croutons. Yep, sounds good.
Crowd splitter.
Yeah.
It's very cute. And they're all at Target. All right. So do you want me to check where the
where the copy came from?
Yeah,
and then
we can do that.
Sorry, there's a question here from Heikelemir 2128. Says, can we create the chat for the different specific pillars of our content and train them to understand more about our branding? I think the simple answer is yes. So if you have a subscription, you can go into pro mode, and then you can create, depending on what that pillar is, if that pillar is a product, you'd create what's known as an asset card. And so, I know for PepsiCo, for example, they would have the cherry Pepsi, they would have the regular one, and each one would have its own kind of rules and branding. And if it's not physical products, you can just create different kind of brand pillars as well and customize those. Anything you want to add to that, Ben?
No, that's correct. That's correct. It's very straightforward. You don't even have to go into promo mode. You can also create the card directly from here. You could take any image, just drop it in there, and say, "Hey, remember that product for me." Or you could also drop a URL to the product that you want to make that you want the agent to remember. It's the same thing. You will create an asset card for you in the background. You're going to approve it, and then you're going to be able to reuse it. Right? It's like very straightforward. If you
Cool.
want more control, you can go into the
Yeah.
Pro. Yeah, you can go in there. You can look at your existing asset cards, and you can decide, for example, if you're not happy with the way one of the product is being used, in this case, the Graza Mayo, you can just update that. You can do that here in writing as well. That's possible. You could also just give the feedback to the agent directly. You could tell the agent, hey, I'm not happy with the way you're handling the bags of chips. All of them are always standing. I don't want them to be standing. I always want them to be presented, laying down, for example. It will bake that into your brand brain and it will remember. So you have many ways to actually update the way the agent should behave.
Hey, Ben. So let's do two things. Firstly, let's figure out where that text came from. If it
Yeah,
was generated.
it just came up with it in the tone of voice of Graza.
Cool. So it had the tone of
Yeah.
voice in it. You can always tell it to not add copy as well.
Yes, you can tell it exactly. You could also tell it to just stick to the existing CTAs and the existing copy, to not just come up with its own
So CTA
ideas.
is call to action. So like the
Yes.
message at the end of the creative, the visual. And I guess the other thing I was going to say is that there is a little something that we prepared earlier. So we did do some light cooking yesterday, right? And like maybe you
Yeah,
want
we
to
did.
show some of those samples as well. We wanted to show you guys it happening live because we don't believe in fake demos. And there's some additional examples of it was pretty incredible. Some of the things we
Yeah.
did just in a couple of hours as well. So it goes to show just how far you can really push the platform.
Yeah, so some very nice content.
Yeah.
Very so in this case, leaning a little more into the rustic and the retro vibe of the brand. You'll have some of these here with the slides and the little drawings. Like you'll have these little designs here and there. Very cute.
Nice.
I think this one actually is even better. Like, yeah, you have more even of these little elements. Like these are very nice. Captured really well the retro brand of Graza, and it's educational. It's quite nice. So really good stuff. These are excellent.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, super happy with those. So I guess it's also like we're being candid. One of the things with AI is that SecretSauce will get your assets consistent, but one of the beauties of AI is that there's a degree of unpredictability as well. Like it's not 100% deterministic. So sometimes you'll get slightly different content, and that's both a blessing and a curse. But sometimes it can be very inspired. So as you can see from some of these examples here, very cool.
These are really good.
Yeah, very happy with that. So I guess the thing that I should flag before we leave is that anyone who wants to claim the 200 credits. So you go into SecretSauce, you sign up, go to the billing page, go to where you make a purchase, and there's a button for a coupon or a promo code. The code is Graza, spelled Graza 100, all one word. So Graza 100. Make sure to hit apply, or it will not work. And then you'll get $2 off credits, and that amounts to about 100 credits. And so then you should be able to go and just get a 100 credit bundle for free. But yeah, that's my advice to you. Anyone that wants to claim the credits, please go ahead. They have to be claimed by, I think, within the next 24 hours. And there's only, I think, 30 redemptions available. So don't dilly-dally. Go grab your credits if you've been watching. But is there anything else you'd like to add here, Ben, before we drop off?
Yes, maybe we were asking where the copy were coming from earlier, and I forgot to mention that part of a set of skills that we've added around like Instagram analysis and content suggestion and planning and everything is a copywriting skill as well. We're expanding the scope of the copywriting skill, but now it covers, social media content, website content, and it's quite specific. And so the agent didn't mention here specifically, but what it used in the backend is the copywriting skill to come up with the actual tone of voice and in an adapted way for social media content and for particularly that carousel here.
And
So
who made that skill?
Who did? You tell me.
I think it was Jasmine.
Oh yeah, that's right. Actually, that's right.
Our marketing lead.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are right.
Sorry, Ben. Yeah, go on.
Yes. No, I was just going to add this. It's true. Like the whole team is participating. I pushed a skill yesterday. Jasmine and Missy have built multiple skills. Our designers who are also graphic designers are building a ton of the different video skills and statics that you're going to see as well. Go on, Simon.
Before we drop off, there is a question from Coach Esteban 101. He's asking and I know this isn't a straight answer. There is no standard answers because the number is not fixed. But how many creations can they make on a standard tier with the 2,200 credits?
It's a very good question, and it varies based on the type of content. Yeah. So if we're talking about images versus videos, so images is going to be a little bit more straightforward. Do you remember, Simon, the average number of images you can do on standard?
I can just check the billing page because we did calculate it. The problem is that depending on the type of request you make, the agent might do more or less work, depending on how complicated it is. But we have an average. Let me just pull it up. Because we looked at, I think, thousands and thousands of images that people have generated and inferred it from that. So I'm going to go to billing, just double check here. What do we have?
On standard, you're gone.
Oh no, I'm actually not seeing it here.
I think it's about 100 on standard.
Yeah, I think it's
about 100.
Like that.
Yeah, and then we've implemented better, cheaper models that are performing as well as the more expensive models that are making, like for someone under standard tier, you're going to be able to generate more images. At the moment, it's about 100. Videos are very different. Videos can be, it's per second, so it could be 8 seconds, 15 seconds, it could be a minute. And then when it goes beyond 15 seconds, which is the current standard for most video models, we start doing a lot of video processing in the background as well. So kind of like it gets a little more expensive. So generally, if you're dealing with videos, I would suggest to take a pro account, maybe an ultra.
The thing I would say with video as well is that I would spend much more time planning and generating statics, so like images to use as reference for the video, versus just being like, make me a video, because video sometimes can be 700-800 credits if it's a long video, if it's complicated, and then you get a result you're not happy with. That's not good, right? So I would spend honestly like 80-90% of the time planning and getting the first images really good and being really happy with those images, and then say, hey, use this as a reference image and do this, and have like a very clear and very precise brief for the video, because else you'll burn through your credits, and we don't want that.
Yeah, to add to what Simon just mentioned, and it's not always known and understood by most users, videos are kind of almost always starting with an image. So you got to make sure that your image is really good. The images that you output are really good because you built a brand brain that outputs really good content. You have enough references, you have enough guidance, you have you've worked with the agent to get the statics that you like. Then the output on the video side will be a lot better.
But I love the questions. Always happy to answer questions from anyone who's here, and we're very grateful, obviously, to everyone that shows up and supports us and is part of SecretSauce, because the thing that makes this so fun, so rewarding, is that we get to work with small business owners over the whole world. We've had we have a big community in Mexico and Brazil, which I never really thought we would, because we started the project from Singapore. And then all the way through to people in Asia and Europe and North America. And it's a lot of fun, and we get to learn about all kinds of crazy products that we never even knew existed. So that's also cool. Yeah, I guess on that bombshell, thank you, everyone. I think Ben and I are going to drop off now and get back to building Secret Sauce. But anything you want to end with, Ben?
Yeah, look, go on, try secretsauce.ai. Give it a shot. Ask us questions as well. We're very active on socials. We're answering all the questions, answering all the mails. There is a single button to give feedback within the app as well. Just use it. Yeah, and then let us know how it goes.
I personally
Have
reply to
fun.
pretty much every message I get, so
That is
it
true.
send through. So yeah, stay saucy, everyone. We'll see you soon.
Stay saucy, everybody.
Bye. Bye-bye.